We frequently hear that kindness is essential and that putting others first is a noble act. However, we seldom discuss the negative aspects of being overly kind. In a world where excessive giving can leave us emotionally and financially drained, it's important to recognize the risks associated with too much kindness. Could being overly kind actually jeopardize our well-being? You might be surprised by the potential downsides of unchecked kindness. Today, I'll outline 8 negative consequences of being too nice and provide 4 practical strategies to prevent others from taking advantage of you. Let's delve into the first point: excessively kind. When you're excessively kind, you might set your hopes too high for people. The Stoic philosophers believed in accepting things as they are and not relying on others for our happiness. By giving without expecting much in return, you can avoid disappointment and cultivate a sense of emotional detachment, leading to a more serene state of mind. This Stoic principle helps us manage our expectations and maintain inner peace regardless of how others respond. However, whether we realize it or not, it's challenging to be entirely selfless when we give. We often expect some form of reciprocity when we extend our kindness to others. This expectation is not inherently wrong, but it can set us up for disappointment. When we give our all, there's a natural tendency to hope that others will do the same for us. We might anticipate that our generosity will be returned, especially when we find ourselves in need. But here's where the problem lies: when it's our turn to need something crucial, we may discover that others have become so accustomed to our constant giving that they take it for granted. They might assume we can manage everything on our own, as we always have. This can lead to a painful realization that those we have supported may not be as willing or able to reciprocate when we need their help. This dynamic is particularly significant when it comes to taking care of ourselves. If we consistently neglect our own needs in favor of attending to others, we end up depleting our own resources emotionally, physically, and mentally. This neglect makes it harder to maintain our well-being and, paradoxically, can impair our ability to help others effectively. The reality is that our expectations of reciprocity might go unmet. This can leave us feeling down, tired, angry, and sad. It's easy to feel let down when others don't meet our expectations, especially if we've gone out of our way to help them. But if we take an objective look at the situation, we often find that people aren't necessarily failing us out of malice or indifference. More often, they are simply busy attending to their own responsibilities and challenges, just as we should be. In essence, managing our expectations and ensuring we prioritize our own needs are crucial aspects of maintaining a healthy balance in our lives. By doing so, we can continue to offer kindness and support to others without sacrificing our own well-being or feeling resentful when our expectations are not met. Let's explore the second point: overly generous. When you're overly generous, people will come to expect things from you. The Stoics emphasize the importance of acting in ways that are virtuous and rational, rather than simply fulfilling others' desires. This philosophy encourages us to maintain balance and moderation in our actions, allowing us to retain control over our lives and avoid habits that can harm our mental well-being. Throughout your life, you've likely heard that people are creatures of habit, and this holds true. Humans naturally gravitate towards patterns and routines, seeking comfort and familiarity. This is where the concept of the comfort zone comes into play. People feel secure in their established habits and routines, which provide them with a sense of stability. Consequently, if you consistently give to others, they will come to expect it as the norm. Your continuous generosity becomes part of their routine, a reliable constant they can depend on. Over time, this expectation can become problematic. By continually providing for others, you inadvertently enable them to remain within their comfort zones, which can lead to a neglect of their own responsibilities. Instead of learning to solve their own problems or handle their own tasks, they rely on you to do it for them. This dynamic can create an unhealthy dependency. When people become too comfortable with your generosity, they may not feel the need to step up and take care of their own needs. This not only stunts their personal growth, but also places an increasing burden on you. You're left to juggle your own responsibilities while also managing theirs. Moreover, if you don't value yourself, you can't expect others to prioritize your needs. It's a harsh truth, but if you always put others first without considering your own well-being, people will likely take your efforts for granted. They might assume you're always available to help because you've set that precedent. This creates a cycle where your needs are consistently overlooked. People you assist are unlikely to encourage you to consider your own well-being because they're accustomed to receiving help without question. This situation can be likened to a modern-day Robin Hood scenario, where you're constantly giving to others at your own expense. Over time, this takes a toll on your mental and emotional health. To break this cycle, it's essential to set boundaries and manage your generosity. Moderation is key. By giving in a balanced manner, you can help others without enabling dependency or neglecting your own needs. It's important to act in ways that are rational and virtuous. As the Stoics advise, ensuring that your actions are sustainable and healthy for everyone involved. This approach helps you maintain control over your life and prevents others from taking advantage of your kindness. Third point, failing to value yourself. When you fail to value yourself, your own goals and aspirations often get sidelined. The Stoics emphasized living in accordance with reason and virtue, setting clear boundaries, and prioritizing personal responsibilities. These practices are essential for maintaining a balanced life, safeguarding your well-being, and preserving your identity. Constantly prioritizing others' needs over your own can lead to a significant avoidance of internal struggles. These struggles, which might initially seem unsettling or intimidating, are crucial for personal growth and self-understanding. By not addressing them, you not only delay dealing with these challenges but also risk your overall mental and emotional health. Consider how you feel when you spend a weekend alone or come home at the end of each day. If you find yourself constantly engaging in activities to avoid being alone with your thoughts, you're likely using these distractions as a means of escape. This avoidance doesn't solve the underlying issues. It merely postpones the inevitable confrontation with yourself. When this reckoning finally occurs, it will be doubly challenging because of the prolonged neglect of your own needs. Self-care is paramount for maintaining health and happiness. Before you can effectively support others, you must ensure that you are content, nurtured, and well cared for. Think of it like the analogy of not giving someone a chocolate until you've savored one yourself. You can't offer to tidy a friend's house until you've taken care of your own needs and indulged in some personal enjoyment. Remember, the rest of the world can wait. Your well-being deserves priority. Fourth point, perception of weakness. When you're overly accommodating, people may start to perceive you as weak and treat you accordingly. Stoicism encourages the cultivation of strength and self-mastery. This involves demonstrating a commitment to personal responsibilities and values through setting boundaries and practicing self-discipline. By doing so, you earn respect rather than being viewed as weak. Excessive generosity over time can lead others to see you not as a competent individual in your field, but rather as a pushover. Failing to establish boundaries communicates a lack of assertiveness, similar to an employee who never stands up to an overbearing boss. Consequently, individuals may exploit your willingness to help by offloading their responsibilities onto you, confident that you won't refuse. However, the moment you assert yourself and use the power of no, a transformation occurs. Those who once took advantage of your kindness begin to see you in a different light. They never anticipated such assertiveness. Setting boundaries helps to redefine your relationships and fosters respect from others. Fifth point, fair weather friends. When you're overly accommodating, you might find yourself surrounded by fair weather friends, people who only seek you out when they need something. Stoicism underscores the importance of wisdom and discernment in relationships. By exercising self-control and maintaining perspective, you can distinguish between genuine relationships and those who are merely looking to exploit you. This discernment helps conserve your time and energy for meaningful endeavors. Suddenly, those who once regarded you as a trusted friend only seem interested in your company when they require assistance. When you consider it logically, this shift isn't entirely surprising. Most people don't typically invite their colleagues or employees for casual outings. While the situation may be understandable, it is hardly fair. This realization underscores the necessity of strategies to prevent others from taking advantage of your kindness, which will be discussed later. Sixth point, attracting takers. When you're constantly giving, you will attract individuals who only seek to take, never those who are willing to give in return. This is where thoughtful discernment becomes essential in cultivating relationships that are genuine and mutually beneficial. People enter our lives because their energies align with ours. When our vibrations are low, we tend to attract individuals who exude negativity, depression, and a propensity for causing harm. Conversely, when our vibrations are high, we draw in those who radiate positive energy, kindness, enthusiasm, diligence, and joy. By indiscriminately giving to everyone, you deplete your energy reserves, causing your vibrations to lower. This magnetic pull attracts not only those in need but also opportunists who have no intention of reciprocating kindness. Instead, they seek to exploit your generosity, taking what they can without a word of gratitude. Maintaining a balance in your generosity helps ensure that you attract individuals who will enrich your life rather than deplete it. Seventh point, developing dependencies or addictions. Excessive giving can potentially lead to developing dependencies or addictions. Stoicism advocates for inner calm and self-mastery. By exercising self-discipline in your acts of generosity, you safeguard yourself from falling into detrimental habits, maintaining a harmonious relationship with your actions and decisions. When scarcity becomes a regular part of your life, the desire for certain things intensifies, increasing the risk of addiction. Eventually, someone close to you may notice signs of overindulgence. Whether it's excessive drinking, overeating, or compulsive gambling, it's crucial to heed their observations, even if your initial reaction is to dismiss their concerns and deny any issues. This defensive response is typical of individuals who are so entrenched in their own problems that they fail to recognize their own struggles. It's essential to remember that those who care about you have your best interests at heart. So, listen carefully to their advice. They're trying to help you avoid stumbling and encourage your progress forward. 8th point, questioning intentions. Excessive kindness might lead people to question your intentions. Stoicism encourages us to act virtuously regardless of others' opinions. By steadfastly adhering to your beliefs and principles, you cultivate a positive reputation that can withstand unfounded suspicions. Despite our wishes for a kinder world, the truth is that genuine kindness is rare. Consequently, if you consistently exhibit kindness, others may become wary rather than impressed and grateful. Before long, your benevolence may spark speculation about hidden motives and undisclosed plans. While this suspicion could stem from encountering a particularly distrustful group, it's more likely that they're simply being cautious. Indeed, many individuals who offer excessive help often harbor ulterior motives. It's prudent to distance yourself from such individuals and decline their offers of assistance. Now, let's explore strategies to safeguard yourself from being taken advantage of. Strategy 1. Listen to your feelings. One of the core tenets of Stoic philosophy is self-awareness, which includes being attuned to your emotions. The Stoics believe that introspection is vital for understanding our desires and emotions. By tuning into your feelings, you can assess whether you are overextending yourself and depleting your mental resources. This awareness enables you to adjust your actions to achieve a healthier balance in your life. Consider how helping others makes you feel. Prioritizing your well-being is, in itself, an act of kindness. When you offer assistance, you should feel uplifted and fulfilled. If, instead, you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, resentful, or taken advantage of, it's a clear signal that you need to listen to your emotions. Ignoring these signals only leads to further distress and burnout. To avoid this, take stock of how your acts of helping others impact your overall health and well-being. Reflect regularly on your emotional state and recognize when it's time to pull back and focus on yourself. This practice not only preserves your mental health but also ensures that when you do help others, it comes from a place of genuine willingness and strength. Strategy 2. Embrace the power of saying no. Stoic wisdom emphasizes the importance of using your time and energy wisely and maintaining balance in life. Recognize that your time and energy are valuable resources that should be allocated judiciously. Demonstrating self-control includes the ability to decline requests when you feel overwhelmed or when the demand is unreasonable. The word no often carries negative connotations and reluctance, making it difficult for many to use. However, failing to assert this boundary can lead to pervasive pessimism and resentment. To overcome this hesitation, practice saying no in front of a mirror. Remind yourself that saying no is essential for reclaiming your autonomy and protecting yourself from unnecessary risks. By practicing assertiveness, you can learn to set clear boundaries without feeling guilty. This practice empowers you to prioritize your own needs and responsibilities, leading to a more balanced and fulfilling life. Strategy 3. Establish and respect boundaries. According to Stoic principles, self-discipline and self-respect are crucial for maintaining personal well-being. Establishing boundaries involves carving out time and space for self-care activities that rejuvenate you, such as exercising, drawing, or enjoying a cup of tea while listening to music. Prioritize completing your responsibilities promptly so that you can enjoy these activities without feeling burdened by unfinished tasks. Dedicate yourself to this practice by scheduling personal time daily or weekly. This commitment to self-care is non-negotiable and should be treated with the same importance as any other obligation. If someone requests your assistance during this designated time, evaluate whether their request aligns with your capacity to help without compromising your well-being. Politely decline if necessary, and savor the opportunity to enjoy your dedicated time and space. Alternatively, if you prefer a softer approach, offer assistance at a different time. but clearly communicate your limited availability due to other commitments. Strategy 4. Recognize and distance yourself from energy vampires. Stoic philosophy emphasizes self-discipline and discernment, which are essential for maintaining healthy relationships. It's crucial to identify which relationships contribute positively to your well-being and which drain you mentally and emotionally. Energy vampires are individuals who constantly sap your energy without offering any positive contribution. By actively avoiding these individuals, you safeguard your mental health and demonstrate stoic self-control in your interpersonal interactions. Attempting to rescue these energy thieves is futile, as they often inundate you with complaints, grievances, and a pessimistic outlook on life. Resist the urge to play the role of savior. Solving their problems would deprive them of their preferred mode of interaction, an endless cycle of lamentation. Instead, focus on maintaining relationships that are balanced and mutually beneficial. Conclusion: achieving balance and generosity. Stoic philosophy advocates for finding balance in all aspects of life, including generosity. Giving too little may be perceived as selfishness, while excessive giving can leave you depleted of energy, time, and financial resources. Strive for a middle ground, embracing shades of gray that allow you to prioritize both the needs of others and your own well-being. Remember, the power of the word no is crucial in maintaining this balance, especially when dealing with individuals who consistently drain your energy. By applying these strategies, you can navigate interpersonal relationships more effectively, ensuring that your kindness does not come at the expense of your well-being. In conclusion, the wisdom of Stoic philosophy offers valuable insights for managing generosity and maintaining balance in your life. If these strategies resonate with you, consider incorporating them into your daily routine to foster personal growth and fulfillment. Thank you for being an essential part of this journey. Subscribe for your daily dose of Stoic wisdom and continued personal development.